Right. But all children like to have stories told to them, especially at night when it's bedtime stories. Now, in order to get him involved in the storytelling, I ask him to pick a name, I ask him to pick a place, and I ask him to pick an animal or a plant or something along those lines. So this is a story my son asked me to share. We did it together last week, I believe. Now, my son plays video games like all boys do, and he's playing Super Mario. So his name that he picked was Yoshi, because Yoshi the dragon, right? And the animal that he picked was Toad. And then the place that he picked was mountain. So I had to come up with a story using the name Yoshi for a toad, and a mountain had to be involved. So this is the story we came up with. Yoshi was a small little toad, and at this time toads do not have brown little rocks all over their bodies. At this time Toad was pure white, and Toad had plenty of enemies: snakes, owls, hawks. So during the day, Toad did nothing but hide. He hid underneath the leaves, he hid in the shadows, he hid underneath the rocks. And Toad, Yoshi, could only come out at nighttime. One of those times during the day, though, the winds were swishing through the forest so fast that the trees were like dancing. And the leaves opened up, and in the sky, Toad could see birds flying far, far up above. And Yoshi the Toad thought to himself, I wish I could fly as high as those birds. I wish I could see as far as those birds. And then the winds changed, and the trees opened up a little bit more, and on this side, Toad could see a huge mountain. And Yoshi the Toad got an idea. He thought that if he could get to the tops of those mountains, he could see as far those birds that he saw in the sky. But how was he going to get there? He could not travel during the day. All his enemies could see him. Yoshi the white toad could only travel at night. So when Father Sun went down and Grandmother Moon rose up, Yoshi decided to take his journey. He hopped from hiding place to hiding place, always looking for that mountain. When he got to the edge of that mountain, days had passed. Days had turned into weeks, weeks had turned into months. And Yoshi, the white toad, sat at the base of this mountain looking up, thinking to himself, I'm never going to reach the tops of this mountain, but I cannot give up now, for I have already come so far. And that night, again, Yoshi hopped from place to place, higher and higher and higher in this mountain. He rose so far into the clouds of that mountain that there are no more trees to hide underneath. There are no more leaves from which to hide from his enemies. There are no more great rocks from which to hide from his enemies. And Yoshi the Toad was sad. He didn't have any place farther to go. He could not get any farther, for all of his enemies could see him at any time. And as Yoshi was thinking this, he put his claws underneath his chin, and he curled up his legs underneath his body, and he just looked like a white rock because he was so sad. But this is when the Creator came down to him. And Yoshi looked up at the Creator, and Creator said to Yoshi the white toad, Yoshi, I've been watching you since you began your journey many days ago. I've seen how strong and determined you are to reach your dreams. I want to help you, but I cannot just pick you up and put you on the tops of this mountain, for that will not teach you to be strong and determined. But I will give you some help. And the Creator reached down into the dirt, picked up all the brown stones and rocks, picked up Yoshi the white toad, and put that right upon his back. Turned him upside down, took that soft sand and dusted his belly with that soft sand. Then he put Yoshi the toad down. Creator says, Yoshi, you now have the gift of camouflage. You can hide from your enemies during the daytime or during the nighttime. This is the gift I share with you to show that I respect your determination and your strength to reach your dreams. And that night, Yoshi the toad hopped, and you could hear snakes going through the earth. So Yoshi stopped, put his paws underneath his chin, put his legs underneath his belly, and turned into a stone. And that snake went by and did not even see him. The next day, Yoshi was hopping along, and just out of the corner of his eye, he saw a hawk flying so high in the sky. And again, Yoshi put his paws up underneath his chin, put his toes underneath his belly, and turned into a rock. And the hawk did not see him. Eventually, Toad reached the tops of the highest mountains, and he looked down and he could see that he was even higher as those birds that he saw earlier. He looked around and he could see the rivers snaking through the forest. He could see the trees dancing in the winds. And if he looked really hard, he could see that place and the trees where they opened up, where he always used to hide so many days ago. And he realized that he had the strength now to reach his dreams because he was determined and strong enough. Not until that's the end of the story. So that's the story I shared with my son Jack last week, I believe. And I asked him, so what did you learn from that story? What did we both learn? And Jack, 6 years old, he tells me that if I want to reach my dreams, I have to be strong and determined enough to reach them on my own. And that's the teaching I wanted my son to take away from it.
Hi, my name is Kira Hamlin.
Hi, I'm Devin Ognosh.
Hey, my name is Alyssa Kennedy.
Hi, my name is Clayton Hamlin.
Hi, I'm Arizona Tilburg.
Hi, I'm Skylar Jenneru.
With your words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me, you knock me off my feet again, got me feeling like a nothing new.